2020. It was like pre-pandemic. And so we were hanging out and we were having this like amazingly deep conversation and just about life and everything and transition. And like a couple days later I was like, I feel just like I need to get canvas and, you know, stuff out. And so I sat down and just like, without even thinking about it, just started like drawing and like scribbling on that canvas. And then the next thing I know, this like person was coming out and I was like, okay. And then like a month later I'm sitting here staring at it on the wall and I'm like, I know who that is. Because I was just like looking at the energy, I'm like, why do I feel like that's somebody, but like it was just like, because you were talking about like transition and coming into yourself and like really feeling like you felt confirmed and planted in who you were and good about being out with yourself and in all these elements of your life. And so that painting just kind of embodies that, what you were saying is that like you had like, were coming in almost like filtering into, which is why like it's not complete, because it's almost like you're like a proof of cloud that it just like is appearing, like
oh my god,
yeah, you're like stepping into yourself, your own being, your, you know, we talk a lot about like angel numbers and
yeah,
spirits and things like that, but you yourself are an angel entity on this planet. You know, you're very much this person who embodies love and light, and obviously with Songs for the Soul, everything with you is very you know, multi-dimensional, and you embody and embrace and welcome and accept all of the aspects of human existence. So I've been meaning to give it to you. That time I wanted to meet up with you to give you something.
Thank you.
But,
I love that you have this on your wall and like this is actually me. Wow.
But alright, let me hear your water.
So you didn't actually know who you were drawing or
what I was drawing, honestly. Yeah, the head didn't come about until the other elements came out. And so that often happens when I paint. Do you want ice in your water?
No.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that often happens when I sit down to paint or draw. I don't know, just whatever I feel compelled to do, just sort of happens. And I look at the painting and sometimes I'll see a direction that it's headed and then I'll focus more on trying to bring that to fruition, and other times I look at it and I'm like, okay, whatever's about to happen is gonna happen.
I love
so
that.
yeah, it's like, I mean, this is an incomplete painting, but it's another one that I again am just like, I don't know what purpose is where it's going, but you know.
So how do you know when to stop? Like, when do you say this is done?
I guess when I start to get frustrated at like the not knowing, that's when I know to stop. And even if I'm sitting down and doing a painting with intention, when I start to get frustrated with what the outcome I want it to be, but it's not sort of translating, that's when I know to stop. Is instead of trying to like nitpick and rework and play around with and just continue to frustrate myself in that way, that's when I know to say, okay, it's time to step away from this and just take a break and look at it from a distance, or just turn it around, or just, you know, whatever, just step away from it entirely. I often go back. But this is an example of the times that I don't. I mean, this was done last winter, and in the moment there was a lot of intention in it, and it felt like there was some purpose in it, but I haven't gone back to it because that moment has passed. It was a fleeting moment, and I'm like, now I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. So, you know, it's just gonna stay as is until, you know, I guess, I don't know, I maybe even change it to something else or feel called to add to it, but that often happens, I think, in the process for a lot of artists, is, you know,
yeah,
there's intention, but it's, you know, we are aware that emotion and moments are fleeting, and, you know, sometimes you try to revisit something, but it's gone, you know, that energy of it is gone. So that's an example of, as an artist, when that happens while painting.